Right, everybody, welcome to the next edition of our Drive Time video calls, and I'm delighted to welcome Mitch Marie to the show. Mitch, welcome.
Hi guys, hi.
How you doing, buddy? You good?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Fantastic. Now, Mitch, I know you. We met last year, didn't we? So I know what you do in motorsport, but not everybody does. So, Mitch Marie, how are you involved in motorsport?
I'm a driver in the 2020 BRSCC Fiesta Junior Championship. I'm running as an independent, so it's quite a journey. Rather than just driving, I had to sort out all the. I'm basically a mechanic as well because we don't have quite enough people, so I'm going to be doing that as well. So I am basically a team with my mum and my dad at the moment. So yeah, it's a bit of fun, really.
But that's what motorsport's about, isn't it? Really? I would say. So, Mitch, how did you get involved with the Fiesta Juniors?
So we were looking for somewhere to start because I didn't like karting. I tried it when I was younger, but it just wasn't for me. And so everyone else doing karting, it was quite hard to find somewhere to start. So we were looking through the junior championships, and the Fiestas just seemed the best one. They're so friendly, they're so nice. It's just a good place to start, and it's also really helpful as it's tin tops, and I don't really plan to go into single seaters, so yeah, it's a great place for me to be to start.
Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, we covered the Fiesta Juniors at Brands Hatch last year, and I've got to be honest, it's a fantastic series, isn't it? And it's looked like it's growing in 2020. I know everything's on hold at the minute, but it looks like it was going to be quite a full grid.
Yeah, they said they've signed 17, and they had 14 confirmed for the first race, which is amazing. Really, it's better than anyone really hoped.
That's a superb grid, especially considering where they were last year. So that's fantastic. You touched a little bit on there. You don't want to go into single seaters. Obviously, you're the youngest person we've had on our Drive Time video call, so the world is your oyster, shall we say? Are you looking to take the tin top ladder, shall we say, potentially get to BTCC, or even further? What's your long-term goal?
Well, BTCC's always been my goal. So that is where I want to be. But I definitely wouldn't turn down an offer to do, I don't know, GT, DTM, that sort of thing. Also quite like V8 supercars. Fancy going out to Australia for a while. So, but yeah, BTC is definitely the main goal.
But if you ever get over to Australia, you ever need a driver manager, I could do the trip out there. So, Mitch, you're looking to progress quite a lot. I can see you've got a sim rig behind you as well. You've been doing a lot of esports at the minute.
Yeah, so it's quite nice because me and my friend Joe from Fiesta, we do a lot of F1 leagues and stuff, but I also do a lot just with him because it's quite nice now. Even though I've only got a console, I haven't got a PC. Console games have got so good over the past 10 years that it's now good enough for me to practice on. And between me and other contacts in the Fiestas, we've found cars that are very similar to what the Fiesta is on different games, and so it's quite actually more useful than we thought for practice. We thought it would just be for circuit learning, but we can now sort of play with different things on cars and stuff as well. So it's actually incredibly useful.
So is it quite similar to I know it can never quite be the same because the newest console I've had is a PlayStation 2, so the games are still quite blocky in those days. And I see them now, and I see on Facebook a lot at the minute. A lot of people are doing these esports, and it looks. I was watching something. It was some Mazda MX-5 race. I couldn't tell whether it was. I thought it was real. I thought it was a rerun, and then I saw one of the cars smash off into the barriers, and it had absolutely no damage. I thought, oh, it must be esports. So is it actually beneficial for a driver then?
Yeah, it can be. I mean, it sort of depends what you've got and what you're racing. For some of the more club series, it can be harder to find a car that's similar. But I'm quite lucky because I've got an Xbox One and I've got Project Cars and a Assetto Corsa. Now, on a Assetto Corsa, they now laser scan the tracks. Wow. So they get every bump, every depression, everything laser scan and put straight in. So the tracks on the Assetto Corsa are fantastic. And then on Project Cars, they also get test drivers to take the cars in the game out to get them as close as possible. So it's so much better than it used to be, and it is really helpful to have that. And particularly for me, Fiestas, we found there's a Megane that we drive a lot, and as I've got a rig with, as you can see, the stick shifter, it's perfect for practicing. And like you say, it is so good now. It is pretty much real. The nice thing is there's that nice little you don't have to pay $6,000 every time you crash, which is nice benefit. But it is really helpful.
Fantastic. So let's go back to Fiesta Juniors, real life racing. Where are you most looking forward to going racing this season? Which track have you got a particular eye on?
I mean, I've always loved Brands, and Brands has been my home. I mean, wherever I've lived, Brands is my home. I always go back there. If I'm having trouble with my mental health issues, Brands is my safe space. So I love driving there. I did my ARBs there. But I'm also quite looking forward to Croft, because that's on the calendar now this year, and it's a fun circuit. I've been there a few times with British Touring Car, and it is just so nice to watch. But I just really want to be out there. It looks so nice.
It does look good. I've only been there as a spectator. I've never actually done. It's a bit of a mission for us, to be fair, because we're down in Berkshire, so it can be a bit of a way. But it does look a sensational track. I've asked that question to everybody, and you're the first person to say Croft. But we've had a few surprises. We've had Knockhill in there. Donington Park's got quite a few votes, and Brands naturally always does get quite a few as well. So, Mitch, let's talk about your racing career so far to date, and we want to have a little bit of a giggle. What's been the most embarrassing moment you've had in motorsport so far?
The most embarrassing moment probably isn't anything to do with me driving. It's probably been a touring car, because I'm very close with West Surrey, and what's embarrassing for me is the fact that everyone remembers me and I don't remember a lot of people. I've been around the paddock so long, like the amount of times I've heard the phrase "wow, you've grown" is off the scale. Mostly from the same people as well, during the same season. I go around the paddock and like everyone goes, "Wow, you're really..." I'm like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Wow, you've got so big." I'm like, "Yeah."
Nice one, I like it.
When they found out. What if you hurt? Do it.
So yeah. I suppose that's growing up, isn't it? I don't get that anymore. Everybody's just like, "Wow, you look so old these days." Look, Mitch, I know you're racing Fiesta Juniors this year. You're going to be an independent. So obviously, big shout out to your family for that as well. Do you have any sponsors on board you want to give a shout out, or anybody else you'd like to say a special thank you in your racing career too?
I mean, I don't have any sponsors at the moment. We're still looking at that, but I think a big thank you has got to go to my school. They've been so supportive. St John's College, Chelsea, they are brilliant. They've been supportive with all my complex health issues, with my racing. We went up to him and said, "Look, we know he's missed a lot of school for other stuff, but he really wants to go racing. It's all he's ever wanted to do. What time off could we get for that?" And they literally turned around and went, "Give us the dates, he can go."
Brilliant, super.
So it's just so good to have that support.
That is really good to hear. For some reason, the screen seems to go quite dark, so we'll get this wrapped up soon. Final question, which is really, really important question. I ask this to everybody. We're running a bit of a tally at the minute, so your answer is critical. If you were a biscuit, what biscuit would you be and why? You knew that one was coming, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. And I've been thinking about it all day and I still haven't got a clue. I think I'd be a ginger biscuit.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it's a bit different. Not everybody likes it, but you'd still have one if it was there. It's not like you'd ignore it at all costs, but it's not something you'd instantly go to. So I think it would just be a nice in the middle biscuit. to me. So you know you're wanted, but you haven't got too much attention that you feel stressed out.
Good man. Well, look, Mitch, I really appreciate your time today. Thank you so much. I will see you trackside sooner rather than later. I know you will. Best of luck with the Fiesta Juniors this season. We will be keeping an eye on your career as well. So, Mitch Marie, thank you so much. And it's been an absolute pleasure.
Okay. Thank you so much. Cheers.